Hello, welcome again. My name is Vittorio. We're looking at Intentiem, the new art movement, and we're looking at the themes around that of intentionality. We've been looking at various people involved in looking at this theory and these ideas. We've been looking at new criticism in particular recently. We've been looking at how they will suggest that all meaning is found in the work and there's a single fixed meaning, and we've been looking at how postmodernism would say no, we can deconstruct work and there may be many meanings to a single work, and we're saying that looking at work itself, it seems to be quite clear that neither we can put our full trust in, that certain things in a work, or it could be literature, it could be artwork, can be relatively clear and difficult to deconstruct, and other areas might have various meanings for different cultures. Well, let's put our argument today against new criticism particularly, but also looking at postmodernism as well, in the form of a case study. Remember our original question: is meaning found in the work? And remember to our answer, not entirely. Here's a case study: child art. The following case study will also look directly at much of postmodernists' cry that there may be many equally true and valid meanings of a work. We're going to have a look at both of them today, looking at this case study of a child's drawing. We put it down here as monster or mother. If new criticism's position that the meaning is solely in the work is unjustified, because there can be too many undeciperables, then maybe Barth is right. Maybe, yes, death of the author, birth of the viewer. The work means whatever each viewer wants it to mean, because that's epistemological pluralism. But no, that's not true. And we'll have a look at that now in this case study. Imagine here a young child, just a few years old, who one day decides to draw a picture of his mother. Due to the child's age, the work, as you can see, bears little resemblance to the mother. The child proudly goes up to his or her father and says that they have drawn mummy. What should the father say? No, dear, you're wrong. That's a monster. Is that unfair? After all, the work alone clearly resembles a monster more than the mother. No, surely the picture is of the mother. Contrary to new criticism, the work is not the sole, desirable place to find meaning. And, contrary to much of postmodernism, the work doesn't have a different meaning for the son, or the child, and the father. The reason for this is the following. The work is not the meaning. The work is the vehicle for the meaning. In this case, the work means mother. And most probably the work will grow, the child will grow rather, and improve the quality of his vehicles to get closer to his intentions. So can you see? That work there is mother. The meaning of the work is in the intention of the artist, even though the intention of the artist is the intention of a young child. What's problematic here is the vehicle is of a bad quality, but it still doesn't infringe on the meaning of the work. And years to come, the intention of the artist will correlate more and more closely with the vehicle as the artist improves their skills. Let's now have a look at two areas which further question new criticism and much of postmodernism. First of all, the problem of irony. We've got a picture here called Big Breakfast by Vittorio Pelosi. Without reference to the human mind, irony and sarcasm can not always be understood. This work, I would suggest, is unintelligible and self-contradictory, and that's linked to the human creative intender. Why? Surely anybody can understand that. They can just look at the work and understand it. Well, no. There are two ways, and two ways only as far as I can see, to read this work if you're a new critic. Firstly, if the new critic looks at the work and believes that all meaning is found in the work, and agrees with Wittgenstein that there is some sort of shared vocabulary, and reads, these letters are random, if the meaning is in the text alone, and these letters are random, then of course this sentence has no meaning. The text says the letters are random. Even though I can read words there, if I believe the text, those words don't exist. It's self-contradictory. It collapses in on itself. The conclusion being that perhaps the letters are not random. Either way, the new critic would have to deny that there is meaning in the text alone, as we said before, it's clearly self-contradictory. What about the other alternative? Is there another alternative for a new critic? Well, the other way of looking at it is to believe the meaning is in the text, and therefore believe that the text is unreadable. The letters are random. I can't read it. But to even know the letters are random, you've got to read it. And you're denying Wittgenstein's shared vocabulary, as the words and grammar are clearly there and clearly comprehensible. I'll give you another example of some artwork, another example of Intentiem artwork actually, to do with irony. 4 portraits. The necklace links the words of a sentence. The images are also linked like a photo booth, as a series of 4 images. It's a collection, as I say, of 4 portraits resembling these photo booths. On the model's necklace hang these words. Each succeeding photo has the next word in the sentence. And what's the sentence? The sentence is this, and you'll have a look at all 4 in a moment. These are not linked. What's it referring to? Well, it's referring to the words. These words that are linked say the sentence, these are not linked. Of course, as we say, not only are the words linked in the chain around the neck of the model, but they're linked grammatically. The same problems associated with the new critic's reading of Big Breakfast can apply to this as well. So, first model has the word these, secondly are, thirdly not, and fourthly linked. These are not linked, but we know they are. Lastly then, for this session, let's have a look at ambiguities. Something that has more than one suggested meaning. They're ambiguous. Have a quick look at these examples on these slides here. There's some examples, first of all, from a newspaper. Piers Morgan's life stories. Simon Cowell is interviewed about his life and work with Piers Morgan. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean that Piers Morgan is interviewing Simon Cowell about his life and work? Or does it mean that Simon Cowell is being interviewed about his life and work with Piers Morgan working together? And as we know, Piers Morgan was doing a series of interviews, Piers Morgan's life stories, so it could be that. But as we also know, that Piers Morgan has worked on television on Britain's Got Talent with Simon Cowell. So there's nothing in that text that tells us what that sentence means. Secondly, look below here. Why is there such a divide between the best and worst students? If in this school, teachers discuss why some students' work is outstanding. Now again, outstanding. We're looking at the best and the worst students. Outstanding can mean brilliant, head and shoulders above everything else, or it can mean you haven't handed it in yet. The best students, it can mean head and shoulders above everybody else. The worst students that are mentioned here, where is your work? So again, just from the text itself, that meaning is not clear. Derrida would no doubt claim that these are examples of his undecidables. However, the writers had a singular meaning in mind, and as they are writing to inform, it's from a newspaper. The top one is telling you that you should watch his television show. It's there clearly to inform you about a specific reality. They're intending to communicate a singular meaning. Here is another example of a fixed meaning encased in a badly drawn vehicle. What is needed is clarification, most probably from outside the text. Incidentally, if an advocate of deconstruction and the birth of the viewer claims that a work, such as some of the above here, can communicate different meanings to different viewers, this itself is surely an oxymoronic statement. Why? Well, think about what I've just said. Communication. Many people who advocate deconstruction say text can communicate different meanings to different viewers. What does the word communicate mean? Well, if we assume some shared vocabulary of this word, like Wittgenstein said, even though we know communication, the word itself could be in flux and is vulnerable to flux, let's just suggest at the moment we understand together what communication means. Well, it means to come together, together, union. To come together in union, communicate. Therefore, for communication to have taken place, the intended meaning of the creator and the understood meaning of the reader must be the same. Must be the same. You can't communicate to somebody or to a group of people and each person has a different valid meaning of what you've said. Deconstruction says you can. Communication, if you're using that term to describe what's happened, says you can't. We'll leave that there again. Thank you again for listening. And next time we're going to be looking at the idea of works need an intender if you're going to say they have meaning. Thank you.